Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Hear It From, a career podcast powered by My Job Factory, where we learn from inspiring leaders, founders, and change makers to help job seekers shape their careers. Today, I am excited to welcome one Mr. Pradyumn Mane, who is an author, researcher, entrepreneur, and who has turned his love for a subject like physics into books, research, and even a social venture called Physics Mindboggler. His journey shows how passion, when pursued deeply, can open up incredible career opportunities. But before we dive into his story, I would ask listeners to pause and think about something. Think about, did you ever wonder if the subject you loved in school could become your career? Is there something you enjoyed during your free time that could turn into work you love? And here's the big one, would you choose a safe job or would you take a chance to build something from your passion? These are the questions many job seekers struggle with, and that's why today's conversation with Pradyumna Mane is going to be very meaningful. So, without wasting a single second, let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Let's hear it from Pradyumna Mane. Pradyumna ji, we are thrilled to have you here today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. It's my pleasure to be here.
I come straight to the first point, Pradyumna ji. Looking back, although you have come a long way, you are almost half of my age, but in the startup venture, you have come such a long way. But then again, looking back, some very basic question. What is your inspiration? What inspired you to turn your curiosity for physics into such a meaningful venture?
Yes. So actually, it all started during my school days.
Oh my
I
God.
was in my ninth grade. I was just introduced to physics, and my professor, he played a very, very crucial role in embedding that curiosity and imagination,
Wow.
when he was teaching us physics. And before even ninth grade, I always thought of becoming a businessman. I was not aware of the term entrepreneur. uh, so it was like, I want to be a businessman. But how to be one? That
Mhm.
always remained a question, because I don't want to start like any business. I want to start something that is very tech driven, and has a real world impact as well, right? So when physics was introduced to me, I realized, okay, given the versatility of this subject has potential to build something revolutionary, build something innovative, and why not to explore it further and figure out, what could be developed, and a startup could be launched out of that. So in 2016, that's when
Wonderful.
I just completed 2015, 2016. That's when I finished my 10th grade. And after that, during the summer vacation, I was learning robotics, and parallelly, I was also exploring different fields of physics. And I was so obsessed with particle physics, and whatever I was exploring, I maintained a diary in which I used to, write everything that I was exploring. And that also was, not enough for me. I wanted to share that, that exploration with someone else. So I was interacting with my classmates, my friends. You used to discuss about different topics, some science fiction as well. And their mind, got boggled from whatever, I was talking about, whatever exploration I did.
Boggled.
But
No
even
wonder.
that was not enough. Yeah, even that was not enough for me. I wanted to share more with more people and more information. And that, inspiration, that energy got channelized into a launch of a blogging platform named Physics
Physics
Mindboggler
mind
in
boggler.
2016. So from 2016 to 2020, it remained as a blogging platform. And all I was doing was I was just sharing whatever, exploration I was doing in different fields of physics with everyone. And in those 4 years, parallelly, other things were also happening. So, for example, in 2018, I decided to pursue BTech in engineering physics. I got selected in Times Group Bennett University to pursue that course.
Yes, yes,
And
I know it.
in the first week itself, I reached out to entrepreneurship cell. I met
Wonderful.
Dr. Vinod Shastri sir, and I shared with him, what I was exploring, and I was also working on, building some sort of product. And he then inspired me to, translate that diary into a book.
Oh,
Okay.
क्या बात है?
So the diary that I was maintaining since 2016, right? So in 2018, in my first year of BTech itself, I published my first book, which was on black holes and journey through the dark monster. And in the same year, some like a faculty from mechanical department, Dr. Dipali Athea madam, she came to know that there is a student named Pradyum, and he has been doing some sort of simulation, some sort of analysis on some sort of material for some application. So she invited me and asked me to show all that simulation that I was doing. So I just showed her that this is something that I am doing, and my goal is, one day I would like to translate this into a proper product. And she suggested, why not you convert this
Mhm.
analysis into a proper paper and publish it in some international conferences? My first question to her was, I have no idea what papers or
Right,
research
right.
papers are and how
Right,
to
right.
write one. So she guided me, and this was
Wow.
like 2 months, 2.5 months in the first year itself in 2018, right?
Mhm.
And she then helped me to convert that analysis and simulation work into first paper, and that paper got selected in an international conference
Wow.
in UK. So I have to go there and present, my paper to well accomplished
Wow.
scientists at an international forum. So for a first year BTech, that was a great experience to meet and understand research ecosystem. And then in 2019, uh, second book came out that was on particle physics. Second paper came out that got selected in another international conference. Then 2020, third paper came out.
My
It got
goodness.
selected as a book chapter in Springer publication. And then in the same year, 2020, this blog was transformed into a startup venture. And the
Wow.
way it happened in
Mm.
2020, I was in my third year of BTech, and we had to decide to choose between honors and minor. So I had I was clear about my goals and, aspirations. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I decided to go with minor in innovation and entrepreneurship. So this transformation from blogging to startup venture happened in that minor class itself. And it was,
Right.
those classes were taken by Vinod Shastri sir. So that was again,
Yes, another, yes.
something very,
It's
very,
an honor. It's an honor in itself.
so
I
he
know.
has been,
Yes.
yeah, so he has been a moral support and mentor since 2018, and thanks to his guidance and support, I have been able to accomplish all these things. Yeah,
Pradyumna let me promise you something. This particular answer of yours is going to be inspiration for many young students and many young founders. With this, I quickly, jump to the next question. Pradyumna now you are a startup. You're into startup ecosystem. I'm also a founder, and I understand this journey is very difficult. There are times of rejections, there are times of failures, and all. So were there? I mean, this question is very simple. Were there any moments of self doubt? Because this question has come right from my heart. This this many a times happens with me also, and with many founders also. So were there moments of
right,
self doubt during this journey, and how did you overcome them?
right. So the thing is ki, my mindset is that, I have a clear understanding of
Okay.
what I need to achieve.
Vision.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, yes. So now vision, I won't call it, because vision,
Okay.
people may have vision, but they may not have clarity about, how
Achievement.
to achieve it
Achievement.
in
Hmm.
next 3 years or 5 years, because that's a quite a long timeline, right? So the way I work with it is, I decide, so I have, year on year goals, right? So these are the things that I need to achieve. And I divide it into, monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals.
Mhm.
And I set those goals on basis of priorities, right? What's the number one priority? What's the number two priority? That's number one thing that I do. Set my priorities, set my goals. It helps me in decision making. Okay. Second thing that I do is, stress, failures, obstacles, challenges, whatever you call it. I don't look at it as surprising elements. I look at it as elements which are predictable, right? Because those things we know are bound to happen when we are doing something different. Challenges are going to come, and there will be moments where you may feel like, okay, if this is not the right way, what is the right way, right? And the third is, when I come across those challenges, my habit is not to self doubt, but instead I have a problem in front of me. How can I figure out an equation to solve that
So,
problem, right?
but
So that is my
again,
mindset.
physics.
Yeah,
Again,
and
physics.
yeah, and again, coming back to this support system, that they have played a very, very crucial role
Correct.
in making me realize that I am not alone, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, yeah,
Amazing. Amazing. Sir, my next questions is basically the very important questions on career guidance for job seekers. I meet across job seekers. In fact, this is the question even I used to feel when I was a student. I was a job seeker myself. Many job seekers today are struggling to connect their passions with career opportunities. So, how did you manage to bridge science, entrepreneurship, and writing?
So the thing is the writer aspect of me, I think that was a surprising outcome. So as I said, I just wanted to share all those discoveries with someone, and talking was not enough. So I started writing.
My goodness.
So
So that was a
that is
byproduct
how I never
basically.
thought. Yeah, that was a byproduct.
A
So I never
byproduct.
planned to be a
Never planned.
writer. I never even planned to, publish research papers. So those were just the byproducts of that entire journey. As far as connecting science with entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
so that's something, I planned, as soon as, I realized physics, given the versatility of that subject, has potential to create a real world impact. So I mean, if you look at physics, conceptually, it is there in different streams like bioengineering, electronics
Wonderful.
engineering, mechanical engineering, right? In fact, last year, if I'm correct, the Nobel Prize in Physics was given in the field of artificial intelligence, right?
Okay. Yes.
So
Yes.
physics, conceptually, has played a very, very crucial role in understanding the universe, and applications of those principles to make human life better, right? So I realized that it has that potential, and given my aspirations to be an entrepreneur, how can I leverage it to build something
Right.
useful? So yeah.
Right. Amazing. But then, Pradyumna ji, once again, what advice would you give, would you like to give to young professionals who want to carve their own unique career path, for those professionals and students who want to do something different in their career path instead of following conventional ones? So, what would be your,
Right.
piece of advice to them?
Well, uh, advice would be a strong word actually for
Oh, I see.
because I am still a student, I would say. But I would recommend, for those who are aspiring some unconventional career paths,
Mhm.
to define their, what and why. So what in the sense, what their goal is, what their objective is,
Correct.
what that unconventional path is going to be, what the outcome is going to look like, right? And why they are so passionate about it. Okay. The reasoning behind, why they want to achieve that goal or that objective, needs to be super clear to them. And the how part, how to achieve it, that I believe, something that once you get into that journey, you start figuring out. And when you come across different challenges, when you tackle those challenges, you get to the how part. What I have observed, this is my personal observation, that many times young people, they just see something that, okay, someone has chosen so and so
So
path,
and so.
so I would like to
Like
follow
to,
that
yes,
that path as well. But in that process, they somehow define the what. Okay, this is something I need to achieve, but they fail to define why,
why?
right? Why this particular path for me, right? So I would highly recommend to define what and why, and the how part is
Okay.
something that they need to be least worry about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Acha, Pradyumna ji, would you want to share any one mistake, you have made in your, early career days, in your career that, became an important learning lesson from you, and that is something you want, desperately want to share it to young founders, young professionals?
Um, so I have done, many mistakes,
Wow.
and
Yes.
those
Wow.
mistakes are,
Yes.
part of this entire
Right.
journey. Okay, it's not a one
So it's
mistake that I have
yes,
made. And every mistake has helped me to
correct.
understand. So being an entrepreneur, number one thing that I need to understand is what the market is and what my target audience
Correct.
needs are, right? And defining those needs becomes very, very critical. So typical entrepreneurial process is you go out of the building, you talk to your target audience,
Yes.
you ask them
Ask that
questions, you
questions.
understand their needs, and you define that needs. So this is something that I believe every entrepreneur is, taught, or I'm not sure whether MBA have this particular
They
concept
have,
or
they do
not,
have. Yes.
but
Problem statement articulation.
they are
Yes.
yes. So they are
Yes.
taught this entire design thinking ka process, in
Process.
which the first step itself is empathy mapping, right? So empathy mapping mein you talk to your target audience, right? Now what happens, it may sound easy that okay, बात ही तो करनी है
बात ही तो
कस्टमर
करनी
से या टारगेट ऑडियंस से, उनको सवाल ही तो पूछने हैं. But you will eventually start realizing there is a proper way to ask those questions. And then once you define your interactions well, okay, this is the potential, this is the conclusion that I'm making after my interaction with my target audience. Basis on that defining or definition, or that conclusion of that interaction, you start building a product.
product.
And then in the testing phase, you realize whether your conclusions, your questions were, to what extent they were accurate. And you keep on repeating this cycle. So I have made many mistakes in this, I would say, and those mistakes are part of the journey. Again, I'm
Great. Right.
re-emphasizing that mistakes are part of that journey. If mistakes are not happening, then either you're
Correct.
not building something extraordinary,
You're right.
or else
Yes.
so yeah, so mistakes are part of that journey. Mistakes, they are, stepping stone towards
Mm.
the success, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah. Yeah.
So making a mistakes again is a part of the journey, and learning from them, and moving ahead is what I have learned today, and definitely a very good piece of information for young job seekers. Uh, Pradyumna ji, I still have questions on job seekers. One more question on job seekers. I see that they feel pressure to achieve success quickly. There is some kind of pressure, they that I can very well figure it out. So what would you say to them, about patience and persistence in building career?
Yeah, so I mean, I can relate to that actually. I remember during COVID, how impatient I became with one of my project, and my mentor is, Vinod sir. He is
Yes.
aware of that. So I was building some sort of sensor, and I was not getting quick responses from some of the researchers. And I was always telling Vinod sir that, sir, what I need quick responses, right?
Right.
And he then, suggested me, Pradyum, just be patient. They will reply. Don't worry. So I can relate with these young
Mhm.
minds to be, impatient and all. So the thing is, um, when you have a particular goal, and when you are in that entire journey, right? There are some things that you can control, and there are some things that you just cannot control, right? Those are all random variables, right? They just randomly pops out. My way of approaching to such situations is, the ones that we could control it. The ones that we cannot control, stay positive,
Yes.
be calm, be patient, and figure out an alternative way in the meantime, if
Meantime,
you can,
correct.
to achieve the same objective. So that's something that I would like to share with these young minds, that if you have a goal, if you know what and why, how about there are many, many ways to achieve the same objective, right? So if you feel that you are stuck somewhere, find the root cause. Why are you stuck, right? And if once you have identified the root cause, once you have identified why you are stuck, then whether that whatever that reason is something you can control, or is it something that you cannot control,
Correct.
right? Most of the times I have seen young minds relying on, just the universe, ki, let's see hua to hua, right?
We'll figure it out.
Or maybe it's not in my fate to have this or something. let me remind I would like to remind them that, you know look at whatever you have achieved so far, whatever smallest milestones you have achieved so far, and whatever failures you have achieved so far. If you do the root cause analysis, the ultimate architecture of your life is you yourself,
Yourself.
right? So you are the architect of your life. That is something that we shouldn't forget. That in spite of being introduced to random variables, it is in our hands to figure out alternative ways to achieve the same objective. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. So it's not the universe who is
Right.
deciding the fate, it's us. It's in
Us,
our hands
us is
to
on our
decide whether to stop or whether to figure out alternative ways. Yeah.
With this, I quickly move on to hiring questions, and I come to my favorite question, Pradyumna ji. On building teams. So when you are, building teams for teams, hiring, recruitment, typically for a venture like yours. So what qualities or mindset do you value most in potential job seekers? This is something beyond resumes,
Yeah.
beyond CVs.
Right, right. So there are three things that I look for. At Physics Mindboggler in 2020, when this transformation happened, no? So honestly, we had no idea about the product that we
Right.
will be pitching. So in our mind, it was like, this is our vision. We want to inspire young minds, and we want to connect research with entrepreneurship. And I started talking to my own batchmates, my juniors, my seniors. They were already aware that I had this blogging platform, right? So I told them that I have transformed this blogging platform into a startup venture. And if you feel like, contributing towards its objectives, towards vision, do let me know. I don't know what your positions are going to be. You just let me know
Mhm.
how you feel like contributing towards it, right? And surprisingly, I got more than 120 volunteers, and eventually it increased to more than 150 volunteers who are contributing towards Physics Mindboggler's vision and mission. So since 2020 till date, we have been mindful about the culture, the mindset
Correct.
that we are building and encouraging within the enterprise, right? And even today, where now the operations are well defined, we invite these young minds to, passionate young minds to, share and, do something that either we are doing right now, or something that we are not doing right. right? Something
Okay.
very unconventional, something may not be directly aligned with the vision and mission, but may be a learning opportunity for that young mind, right? So that is something we tend to do. Now, now from 2020 to 2025, I probably conducted more than 500 plus interviews. Okay.
Oh, I see.
500
My
plus
goodness.
interactions, rather, I would say, because we never called it an interview round, we called it
Mhm.
an PM interaction session, PM meaning Physics Mindboggler. So I always look for three things over there in my interaction session. And I let them know. Number one thing that I always look for is what is their emotional stake in Physics Mindboggler's vision and mission. So that emotional stake is
Oh,
very, very important. Even if they hate the subject, it doesn't matter. Okay. So what is that emotional stake in company's vision and mission, right? That is the first thing. Second thing I always look for is, uh, how passionate are they for the positions that they're applying for? What is, I find out, find the, I try to find the reason behind why they are applying for that specific position, why not other position, right? So why are they so passionate about that particular position? That is, the passion is something that I look for. And third are the capabilities, skill
right.
sets. Those are the third like final element that I look. Okay. So if I'm looking for more, if this is not an internship, this is more like a full-time kind of role, then my second element becomes the skill set,
Right.
and the third element becomes the ability to, recover from failures. So that's a small change that I make while recruiting
Right.
a full-time or a contractual role versus recruiting an intern.
Right.
So yeah.
Absolutely. So you just mentioned about passionate and capability. So if some candidate doesn't have a perfect resume but shows genuine passion, so I mean he's in. So this is what you mean to say. But do you view him as a leader? I mean this is also a question many job seekers wanted to know.
So, do I view him as a leader? So, I view everyone as a leader, honestly.
Oh, I see.
Whenever they are part of, Physics Mind Boggler, we call them PM mate. So, once they become a PM mate, I look at everyone as a leader, as an entrepreneur. I don't look at them as some interns or employees, honestly. And I let them know in the first interaction itself that I'm not looking at you as some interns. In fact, we do not even encourage that employee mindset. We
Okay.
encourage entrepreneurial mindset.
Oh, I see.
Identify the bottlenecks in our present operation, play devil's or advocate, and come up with new solutions, test those solutions. And if those solutions didn't work out, again, find out the root cause. So that is the process that we always follow at Physics Mind Boggler. So, and I even let them know that you may eventually feel like, now if I ask you, what are your aspirations? You may say that, okay, I just want to do an internship. I just want to get some experience. But it may happen in a month or two. You feel
Mm-hmm.
like that I want to be some other position,
Mm.
some other responsibility. I want to play a much more influential role. I let them know in the first interaction itself that let me know whenever you feel like that. Okay. Even if you want to be, be like dream as high, as high as
High
you
as
can,
possible.
right? Even if you feel like I want to be a CXO of Physics Mind Boggler, let me know. We'll make that
Definitely.
happen.
Sir, now that you have shared so many, important information about PM, uh, sir, can you share something more? Can you put more light on physics mind-bogglers company culture? What's the company culture all about at your office? Now, how typically does a day start? Can you put more light onto it, sir? This is my favorite
Uh,
question. Company culture
how
is.
how typically a day starts? I think that's that there itself. I think we differentiate, and I'm not sure how many startups have this kind of culture or would encourage this kind of culture.
My goodness.
But the thing
Something
is that
incredible is going to
I
come.
I'll I'll
Some.
I let all my peer mates know when they during the interaction session they ask me this, ki Pradyum, what are the timings, what are the work days, or office hours
Favorite
basically,
question.
right? So I let them know, why do you need office hours, right? ट्यूसडे मन नहीं किया काम करने का, मत करो.
Hmm.
वेडनेसडे छुट्टी लेना है, ले लो, कोई
Job
दिक्कत नहीं है.
seekers. So yes, they have got a lot of freedom. Sir Pradyumna ji, this was my last question, but not the last question of this episode. We have got two stellar questions from two students of Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce, of which I am a proud alumni too. From previous episodes onwards, we have started this section called Ask the CEO, when students also get a chance to interview, ask their queries, questions, and get it answered from founders and senior HR leaders. So one question is, this is the first question from Ayush Mishra.
Ayush Kumar Mishra from Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce, majoring in marketing in second year. So my question is that how can I build a team, big team, when I don't have much fund, but I have a big idea.
I think I shared a very interesting story at Physics Mindboggler itself, what happened, right?
Yes.
So I think I don't know what his idea is, or which sector or market is planning to target. But I, as I said from our own experiences, I simply reached out to my juniors, my classmates. uh,
Mm-hmm.
Being an undergrad, being a student, that gives you a very different kind of advantage. And thanks to my mentors, particularly Vinod sir, I was able to leverage that advantage to the fullest extent. And I simply reached out to my batchmates, my juniors, as well as my seniors. And in my case, the operations were not that defined, but I believe in his case are well defined. So I think that will eventually help him to, understand his business's priorities, basis on which what kind of skill sets he can,
Can.
onboard
Mm.
to execute those operations, right? And I think Vinod sir also published an article after this incident, this experience in 2020, wherein this was all surprising for us because um, so I think in his article he mentions that typically we assume that Gen Z,
Gen Z.
they are
Mm.
mainly looking for some financial incentives and everything. So they may not be looking for unpaid internships or
Internships,
unpaid
right?
engagement,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this particular incident followed by a job post, an internship opportunity on LinkedIn, wherein we got 120 applicants, right?
Mm.
So those all instances, proved otherwise, that okay, there are people out there who are just
Mm.
looking for experiences, and who are also passionate
Passionate.
about the vision and mission a startup is trying to achieve, and would like
Absolutely.
to contribute and learn and experience that entrepreneurial journey for themselves, right?
Mm.
So that's something that I would like to share with this young mind, and I hope that that is helpful for him. Yeah.
Ayush, I hope this has answered your query. Now you need to pull up your socks also. The next question, the second question is from Satakshi Tyagi.
Hello, my name is Satakshi Tyagi. I'm from Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce and I'm in my third year. So my question is the college a good time to start something, or should we wait until we know more?
It's the best time. It's the best time because you
Great.
have nothing
Yes.
to lose, and you have so many resources, available
Available.
within the
Right.
universities. Resources, I mean, one may look at resources, okay, maybe infrastructure, maybe mentors, your customers. If you're in a campus where you have probably like 5,000, 6,000 students, you may develop a product which solves their pain
Their
points, their
problem.
immediate pain points. So even your customers are within the campus, if you think about it, right? So
Oh,
it's the best time to launch your
क्या बात
venture.
है.
It is the best time to experiment. It is the best time to fail as well, and come up with again, once you have failed, you have to get up and come up with new solutions and new experiments.
Amazing, 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 Pradyumna ji. You have answered it all. Now moving on to the next section, which I call it as rapid fire, wherein I expect you to answer either in one word or in one sentence as short as possible. You are expected to be humor and be as extempore as possible.
Okay.
Pradyumna ji, my first question goes to you right now. One word that describes your career journey so far?
It's mind-boggling.
No wonder it is directly reflecting in your in your startup's name also. Physics or
Yeah.
entrepreneurship? What excites you more?
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know actually, I think it's the entrepreneurship part. It's more on the
Okay, fine.
entrepreneurship
Yes,
part than
yes,
compared to
that's
physics.
okay.
Slightly more towards entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. Again, something related only writing books or doing research. What is tougher?
What is tougher?
Hmm.
Um, Writing books.
One skill every
Uh,
job seeker should start building from today onwards.
Entrepreneurial mindset. So that
Great.
mindset is something very, very important.
If you had to choose between curiosity or experience, what matters more?
Curiosity.
Amazing. Pradyumna ji, if not physics, what other subject would you have perceived?
Probably bio.
Oh my goodness, both the subjects, were difficult during my school days. And with this, I come to the last question of this rapid fire section. Pradyumna ji,
Mhm.
what keeps you motivated on tough days?
My goal, nothing else.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So, with this, viewers, this was such an inspiring conversation with Pradyumna Mane, a reminder that passion, when pursued with persistence, can shape not just a career but also an impact in today's world. So, today, to all the listeners, I hope today's discussion gave you fresh perspectives on how you can connect your interest with your professional journey. Remember, your passion can be more than a hobby; it can be a foundation of a meaningful career. Pradyumna ji, coming once again to you, thank you so much once again for sharing your story and wisdom with us and to our audience. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Let's Hear It From on YouTube. We'll come back soon with more stories with amazing leaders and founders who can help you grow in your career. So, bye for now. Please take care and see you soon in the next episode of Let's Hear It From.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.